Yo, so let's just get right into it. Shout out to Tomi. Oh, hey, Tomi Lahren, girl. I guess you learned what it is to be a woman trying to be all in control of your own body this week. We'll not be standing up for you. I'm sure people have already seen by now that Tomi Lahren was suspended from the Blaze for, I think it was initially a week. There's rumors that she might not even be on the Blaze much longer, or at least be out by early fall. I guess it stems from her comments that she's essentially pro-choice, made on The View. I believe her interview was either yesterday or the day before yesterday. And there's this whole conversation about, people should be standing up for her and, we should have her back. That's so cute. I absolutely believe, and so shout out to my big sis, Stacey Hopkins, because, we were going back and forth earlier about collaborative building. We keep talking about building, coalitions and working with people to achieve common ground. I am all for collaborative building and achieving common ground. I've talked before about having friends back from West Virginia who are pro-Trump and, building with across class and race. And, I absolutely believe that's possible, but you can't build people who don't respect you. You can't build with people who would otherwise, but for their misfortune, they'd spit on you. Right. I absolutely agree that we have to be able to work with people that we don't necessarily like, right? That we don't necessarily care for. That needs to happen because there is no perfect partnership scenario, considering all the different issues that are going on in the world. However, considering what Tomi has used her platform for and how she's engaged, she just gonna have to choke this one up as a loss. She better holler at her blue Trevor Noah or Charlamagne the God and see what they have for her, because you get no love over here. Shout out to Akilah Hughes. Akilah, obviously. She doesn't know who I am, but I know who she is, obviously. Check out her video. She has a really good one from, I think, maybe early last month about Tommy Lasorda. What does she call her? Tammy Lobster. She calls Tomi Lahren basically everything else but her name, and goes through how she's like basically the biggest snowflake on the internet. Is it good of us to laugh at her misfortune? Maybe not, but it feels good. Shout out to Team Petty. I like I say, I'm Ben's petty alter ego. But yeah, so I thought that was just interesting. And I appreciate the fact that she does have, her own brain to some extent, right? So you have to wonder how much of it is just for the gram, so to speak, and how much of the nonsense she says is what she actually personally believes. But in this instance, that she actually gave an answer response and had a discussion that strayed away from what her employers and what, the powers that be that help, elevate her believe she should be saying was really interesting. And it was in the sense that we learned that people vary, right? And we can find common ground with, persons in our communities that maybe like with the upcoming repeal vote. In terms of the ACA, yes, I know single payer is better. That's what we should be advocating for. But at the same time, this repeal and replace plan is hard and awful and will affect all of us or many of us, right? So I do think that is a good lesson from all this. But at the same time, no, sir, ma'am, will not be clapping, caping, snapping, standing up for Tomi Lahren. Nope. Just had to get that off my chest since I had a chance to come on tonight. I just had to laugh at her misfortune for a moment. But I'm sure she'll spin this into a sad tale and a book and some other stuff, whatever. There'll be some T-shirts or whatever. Blondie will bounce back and it'll be okay.